The first drop did not splash. It fell from a kitchen faucet, glowing faintly red, and struck the sink with a slow, heavy pulse. The metal hissed. The drop spread thickly instead of running, crawling like a living thing before cooling into a dark, glassy skin. Across the world, at that exact second, every molecule of water forgot how to be gentle. Rivers no longer flowed, they crept. Oceans rose in slow, molten swells, their surfaces cracking and reforming, as if the planet's blood had been heated to the brink. Rain did not fall in sheets but descended in glowing beads, each impact branding the ground. Lakes became fields of fire-bright crust, solid on top and deadly beneath. Panic arrived immediately. People fled from shorelines as waves advanced at walking speed, unstoppable and silent. Boats were abandoned where they stood, their hulls smoking as lava water lapped against them. Firefighters watched helplessly as hydrants became weapons, spewing viscous heat instead of relief. Pipes burst, not with pressure but with burning weight. Cities suffered first. Underground systems filled and sealed themselves in minutes. Subways became glowing veins beneath the streets. Bridges sagged under rivers that no longer rushed but pressed. Skyscrapers stood like islands, their lower floors encased in cooling black water rock. The air filled with steam and the smell of scorched stone. And then the world grew quiet. There were no floods in the usual sense. Lava water moved too slowly for that. Instead, it raced patiently. Neighborhoods vanished one wall at a time. Forests burned from the roots up as molten rain seeped into soil. Coral reefs died in silence, boiled in place beneath a crust that hardened over them like a tomb. Scientists understood quickly that this was not heat alone. The water retained its mass, its volume, its reach. Every drop still sought the lowest point. Gravity had not changed, only mercy. The hydrological cycle continued in monstrous parity. Evaporation became eruption. Clouds glowed from within, heavy with burning rain. People learned to survive by stillness. High ground became sacred. Roofs, hills, mountains, and aircraft turned into temporary sanctuaries. Rescue came from the sky, not the sea. Helicopters hovered over landscapes that looked like frozen disasters in motion. The oceans, now vast fields of slow fire, radiated enough heat to alter winds, bending weather patterns into unfamiliar shapes. Animals suffered without understanding. Herds outran the creeping tide until their legs failed. Birds survived longer, watching the world harden beneath them. Fish had no chance. The seas became solid death, layered and cooling, life sealed inside like fossils formed in a single day. At the 24th hour, without warning, the water remembered itself. Rain fell cool and blue. Rivers broke their crust and surged forward, shattering the black skin with a sound like breaking glass. The oceans sighed, steam rising as molten memory dissolved into waves. The world did not return to what it had been. It could not. Coastlines had redrawn themselves. Cities were scarred, entombed in stone where water had passed and rested. Entire histories lay buried beneath what had once been ordinary rain. Survivors stood in silence listening to rivers run again, a sound that now felt holy. For one day, humanity learned what it meant when the most familiar element on Earth stopped pretending to be kind. And long after the scars cooled, people never looked at water the same way again, not as a background presence, but as a force patiently choosing every moment to let the world live.